We at Osa Osa Project celebrate humble beginners. 20% of small businesses will fail in their first year and 30% in their second. How well the business performs totally depends on the level of effort invested in it during the first years. We believe that the journey to success can be quite lonely and filled with different challenges. That is why we have come to help you achieve your dreams toward digital and social media marketing freedom. Our company specializes in content and digital creation. Our aim is to make your brand become highly reputable in the digital world. We will keep you informed on how to reach your target audience with our vast skills on Facebook and Instagram. We have worked with startups such as Congo Angels. Our goal is to entertain, educate, and inspire you to become a successful business. Join us at Osa Osa Project for the best innovative and creative digital marketing content creation in Africa. My name is Diosa Amotom. I am a business management graduate and my passions are learning new skills, coaching, and inspiring people. So today we'll be discussing about getting started, when and how. And for that discussion, I have someone special joining me for the interview, and I'm going to allow him in a few seconds to introduce himself.
Hello there, I am Richard Bolanyarenda, and I am from Mad Dogs and 100 Dogs.
Okay, so let's get started. Does your name Miranda mean something in your native language?
So Nyarenda is my surname, and that's my father's surname. So I don't know much about my father because I grew up with my mother. But according to her, it's more for the cultural native people that used to live in the northern hemisphere of Malawi. Mm-hmm. But I really don't know much about it because all I know is I grew up here in South Africa, and that's it.
That's great. Do you think that the type of environments that we grow up in can determine our life? And how did the environment in which you grow impacted you? Because you mentioned that your parents grew up in a different setting that you did. So how has that impacted you as a person?
My surrounding has really impacted the way I live, my decisions and everything, because I believe that the surrounding focuses on our survival instincts of how to move forward, how to expand, and from there, once you get comfortable, that's when you kind of settle in. So if it's a positive environment, obviously you're going to bring off positive productivity, positive results, and it just becomes good. So I mean, also if you can grow up in a bad background, but then you are taught what's wrong, what's right, and also you are, because I mean, bad decisions also depends on you. So I mean, they say out of the dirtiest water, you can find a water lily, because the water lily only takes up the nutrients from the water to whereby the rest is just a waste. So therefore, the background doesn't really matter, but then also it depends on you as a person, how you take it upon you.
Yeah, that's really great. So I'm gonna move a bit from you, personally, to what you do as a person, your business. So today we're talking about getting started, when and how. And you being a youth, so you had a start point where you decided to create Mad Dogs. Can you just take us through the journey of how you started? What made you start your business? And people just see dogs and no one just wakes up and transforms their passion for dogs into a business. So what instance made you decide on having a business with dogs? Yeah.
So growing up in Cape Town, it's like a whole diversity of people, and that includes also animals, food, and whatsoever. And so my passion was always been in dogs, but then I also always been in doing sports. But so as how I started off is that I had dogs, but it was just me loving my dogs, and also I trained them so well that the neighbors asked me, hey, can you please train my dog, because we had the same breed of the dog, just their one was out of control. So eventually I was like, sure, let me do that, and I managed to train their dog, and then eventually it was sort of like a business. Like I got the dog to behave so well, well trained, that the owner was like, this could be something that you can make something out of it. And at that moment, I was busy doing personal training into fitness and boxing thing, to whereby I was also doing events and helping out with the youth in the township. But I took upon this business when COVID hit. And from then, I was like, you know what, I can do something with this, and it can expand. And it just happened that each time I came across, people would come with different issues with their dogs, and they'll be like, Richard, I can't walk with my dog in public. My dog's always barking. My dog's always winning in the house, So all those things, they'll come to me and I'll deal with it. And now it's just a thing that is just continuously to grow, and I feel like more people can get into it and also just have the same opportunities and grow, because with dogs, there's a lot to learn about them, and also as yourself, you get to learn and discover, just a short thing. A dog's life can show you how short our own lives are, how we can also just live through the dog. So it's not just business, but then also how to live a very better environment, People are scared of dogs. People fear dogs, and as much as we fear dogs, the dogs also do fear us. But then again, if you're a praying person who believes in the higher power, the Almighty Father gave us the strength, the power, the ability to take control over animals, just like Noah did, But then with that is how we're supposed to use that opportunities to live, coexist together, Example, if we go to the townships as well, there's dogs everywhere. All you do is to say to the dog, "Futsek," and the dog backs away. But then you come to this side, you see a dog, you are scared. Why can't you say the same? The dog grew up in that environment, and it knows that if the person says that, it must grow. To whereby if you keep a dog on the chain, it's a different thing. The dog's gonna grow up with the mentality that if I'm on the chain, I must try to get whatever is in front of me, because I know my owner's gonna hold me back. And as a dog, it lives with the pack mentality. So when you're with a dog, you either take control of the dog or the dog takes control of you. So it's a whole thing that you can learn from all these animals, not just business perspective, but in a way of you to survive, in a way for you to also make a living, in a way for you to, expand whatsoever you can do with them. And that's the abilities that we have. But then because of fear, all that, it's all behind us, So if we can just pause fear, learn that, we have so much opportunities waiting for us.
Thank you so much. That was very insightful, I must say. So what really drew me to your business is firstly because there are stuff that we as humans tend to belittle. So like a normal youth will see a dog and all they'll think about is fun, having a companion, and not turning that passion into business. And I think it's a mentality that we ought to develop, especially youth from our generation, to start thinking big, because as I said earlier, there's a lot of unemployment going on, and we have to look at what we have within us so that we can create jobs and can have income. So what mostly struck me when I went to your social media page and I saw the name Mad Dogs, I was like, okay, why call your business Mad Dogs? Because if a person like me, first of all, like I tend to be a little bit scared, especially of big dogs, and I'm like, mad dogs, they must be like crazy dogs or something like that. So what inspired you to name your business, Mad Dog? Yeah.
So I thought of like a whole variety of names to think of, but then I had to think really deeply. I'm like, okay, there's a whole bunch of people dealing with dogs. What's gonna make it different?
Yeah.
I needed something crazy. I needed something catching, and it was just madness. And what am I dealing with? Dogs. So bring your crazy dog, and I'll bring your dog when it's calm and when it's cool. And
Wow.
each time, I promise you, each time that I walk past one of my dogs, or they smell me or hear me, they'll go crazy, and then I'll have to take them out and then come back. So from there, I was like, that's perfect. It's Mad Dogs. What's the slogan? Usually, 50% of the problem is that the dog is frustrated. The owners do not understand the dog. Most of the time, the dog already figured out how the owner does not understand them, but the dog is still trying to adjust. I promise you, a dog will adjust to its environment, you know? So from there, once you understand the dog and the dog understands the owner, the best thing to get along with the dog, take a walk, take a run. So the slogan was Mad Dogs on the Run, simple. And for that, it just works. Like 50% of my people, when I tell them, you got a problem with the dog, do you walk it? No. How many times? Maybe they do, but it's not enough. Walk, run, and then come back when it's tired, and then see. From there, you will see, okay, that's the problem. That's what triggers it. That's what worked, because it's just all piled in. So it's Mad Dogs on the Run. Simple as that.
Okay, I love that. Now it's more clear. I won't go to your page. I'm like, maybe it deals with crazy dogs and I don't want to do anything
I do
about.
most of the time. I do, but sometimes I do get sweet ones, but then also they're just trying to figure out how their lifestyle is. I mean, an animal is really special. And once you can literally teach a dog to do anything. Yeah. Literally anything that, and once a dog understands you and you understand the dog, everything becomes so simple. You can tell the dog to bring you a drink, or maybe you tell the dog to, I don't know, clean up the yard. All you gotta do is just put in the time, and that's how clever the animals are. But the thing is, we fear them, they fear us, and that's where the error is. So that fear, that part of fear needs to be cut out. Maybe some people are allergic to the dogs, we understand that. Maybe some people just cultural, you know, that they don't engage with dogs. So again, that's understanding, but then rather just keep your distance there, because a dog won't do anything to you unless it's being provoked, or unless it's the way the environment is being grown, because animals are abused every day. Take the pit bulls. They want to ban the pit bulls. Why can't they ban the people that are raising the pit bulls? Pit bulls didn't decide that they're gonna bite people. They are raised like that to a point whereby if they don't bite the person, the owner at home is gonna punish them. So who are they? So what are you? It's like a small child. Just they can't talk, you know. And at the end, they get fed up, and then they turn against their owner. And who's the wrong one? It's the dog. No, it's not. Same for the female dogs. They take a female dog, they breed it there, it's stuck there, it doesn't receive any love. All they do is make money out of it because it makes the babies, and then they sell it. Again, who are you going to blame? All the stress the dog is taking, and then the other thing is that the inheritance of the dogs, like I said, a dog can show you how fast life is. So a dog's life, the genes, if you take two dogs that were really aggressive, you breed them together. The mother was under stress, abused. The father was a fighting dog and everything. Mix them together, they have a baby. Raise them together, you show the baby everything that you need. Like you take care, you train it and everything. Realize that dog's background, the genes of the parents, they are in it. So sometimes the dog can take up that behavior. So maybe short temper, maybe anxiety, separate anxiety, or maybe something very small. And then you wonder, oh no, but I did train this dog, I did give all that. But no, it's not that. It's those people that are abusing the dog, and the dog just takes on. Same with us, you know, same with us people. You wonder, but how do I feel like this? Or maybe why am I like this? No. check out your background as well.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You check the dogs, you check on yourself too. You check your background, you check, oh, maybe I don't like this thing because your great-grandfather used to do this. Oh, I also like this. Your grandfather was a runner. That's why you also run, you know. So it's all different for people and the dogs. And from there, you see the dogs like that, and you check your lifestyle as well. And that's how you can coordinate and live your life the way you should.
Okay, that's passion right there. We can call you like Richard, the advocate for dog. We can literally defend them in court, something like that. But like you've been speaking about learning how they learn from you. Like personally, is there something like that has shifted in your life from seeing maybe how you train the dogs? Like, what do you personally gain from it? Like, does it better you in a certain way? Does it upskill you in a certain way? So what would you say you've learned from that?
It has definitely impacted my life on a very different point of view, to whereby like it's a whole different perspective. So first of all, it's inspiring for other people. So for example, if you get somebody that fears dogs, you can show them, hey, you don't have to fear a dog. Let me show you how to deal with the dog. The dog, like I said, the dog is scared as much as you are, but the dog will act upon it before you can, and therefore the dog will look like it's above you. And 50% of the time, the dog is bluffing, you know. So how it has changed on my life is that I can teach people how to like handle a dog. For example, let's say you come across an aggressive dog. First of all, don't run away. Second of all, don't turn your back against it. You stand your ground and back away slowly. Simple as that. I mean, if you really like you are stuck in a way whereby, okay, you know what, I'm stuck. You're gonna have to comply to that. Otherwise, you're gone, you know. But then again, it's fear. Number two, I'm making a living out of this, and therefore, it's really nice. I enjoy it. I love it. Who wouldn't want to do something that you love, you know? So find something that you love. I love the dogs, and I'd like to say the dogs that speak for me. So once I come across the dog, sometimes I just say, you know what? Just give the dog. When I come back within a week, you can let me know. And therefore, like I said, the dog speaks for me, and that's how it works for me. And therefore, the other person can be like, okay, you know what? Maybe I was wrong of judging the dogs or judging animals, and that's how we can just like coexist and live together.
That's
I feel like I'm
brilliant.
repeating a few things again.
But that's brilliant. It just showcases again, like I was saying, like your passion for dogs. One other thing that I wanted us to speak about, it's because most people, especially young people like us, when they think about starting a business, they already see money. So what are some of the challenges that you faced when starting your business? So
for most of my people, I can't even just say my people, for most of the youth people, I feel like the struggle is more like in the finance. But we shouldn't worry about that. If ever you have an idea, start on it. How did I start with my business? I was just doing the walks. It was a simple thing, just as simple as a walk, and then in between I would do the small training, small basic things, and then eventually it builds up. And you know, and then put all those small steps together, and then you have this whole thing that I have like a sort of like a schedule or routine that I'll work out with the dog. That includes the training, that includes the way how to deal with the dog, and also it just depends on the breed of the dog and everything. And from there, it's like you don't have to stress about, oh, how am I gonna get that? Yes, the finance, yes, the environment, yes, you have to eat, but if ever, it's like with most of the passion, you just need like a start off. So with the start off, don't worry about the start off. Start where you can. Start where you can. Push where you can. The opportunities will come your way once you are ready. And I promise you, the more you work, the more you create opportunities for yourself to get whatever you're trying to aim, to gain whatever you need to gain. Because the more you give in whatever you put in, the more you're gonna get out. And it doesn't matter what it is, you're gonna get out something. It might not be then, but then in the long run it will pop in, or maybe it could be in the next instinct. But yeah, that's how it goes.
Okay, I love that. The more you give, the more you also get out of what you're giving. So like, let's say after this business wisdom show, you find a potential investor or a mentor. So so in what area do you think that person will be beneficial for you or your business? If they walk to you and they're like, how can I support your business?
So if I have to have someone to like sort of invest into my business, or maybe just to show support, I would like maybe try to look at the youth, to whereby we can try to teach them how to understand dogs first of all, and from just understanding the dogs, they will be able to handle the dog for themselves or anyone in need. And then from there, I guess then they can come in and help me with me, because then I've been having people calling me, hey Richard, I need my dog to be walked, I need my dog to be handled, I need, you know, like with the dogs, they come in with all different kind of problems, and therefore I cannot do everything by myself, but just almost like a team, you know. And then from there, there's like the grooming that I do as well within the team, the obedience training, the walks, and then looking after the dogs. You know, there's just a few things also in between that I haven't mentioned, but there's a whole variety that we can do things, you know, in it. One of the other things that that I would like to do is like, you know, if like we go to the township and then we sort of like get the youth there, the youth, and in the township there's so much street dogs. Yes, some of the dogs are just roaming around and they got their homes, but you know, if we take the local people there and the local dogs there, tell them, hey, we can work out something. We can teach you how to handle your dogs, how to keep them clean, how to train your dog, how to source guard, you know. Like for example, if there's a child missing, you can train your dog to search and rescue. You know how important that will be, you know, when you know we have someone missing in the community. Pick up the dog, you go as a team, you search for the person, and these are the skills that dogs potentially hold, and you know, protection for safeguarding, you know. These are the things that you can do for the dogs. And then from there, I got my people that my clients or the potential adopters that will come to the township, and then they will see for a day and spend a day there and see how they can socialize with the dogs, potentially adopt the dog or foster the dog. And then from there, whoever was looking after the dog, for example, if it was Sipo now is going to teach whoever's adopting the dog to learn and train how to handle that dog. And then from there, it's a win-win for both people, you know. And that's how we can just expand this whole thing, you know. And therefore we'll also teach the people that, you know what, a dog's not bad, and people are also not bad, and we can all just live together.
Okay, that's really good. I also wanted to, like, I see, like, as young as you are, you get to manage people. You mentioned being in a township, first of all. I just want you to give us like a little perspective on how that looks like, because we know, for instance, you're not, even though you grew up in South Africa, you're not from here, and township have that, you know, connotation of like maybe they won't welcome you if you're not part of the community. But here we see you not being necessarily part of that community, but participating into the change, because you create employment for those youth that are there by showing them how to train dogs, and then obviously giving them opportunity elsewhere where they can potentially look after people's dog, even like in CBD. And
you know, with that part of like you mentioning me being part of the community of a township and all that, it's not even that, you know. So like I said, my whole life has been here.
Yeah.
You know. So everything I've done is been here in Cape Town, and all I know is Cape Town.
Yeah.
But then growing up here, it's like I was exposed to everything.
Okay.
So from all the way to Cairns Bay, all the way to the townships, I've been there. It's nice. I used to go, like I said, I was in doing the boxing, whereby I was training the kids. So I would go to the townships on weekends or public holidays, and then we host events there. We train the kids, you know. So we teach them basic boxing and basic things, you know. But then it wasn't just that. It was also more of like just life skills for the youth, life skills for the ladies, how to handle yourself, basic defense, you know, just to defend yourself, how to handle yourself. So with that, I built an understanding relationship with them, all sort of backgrounds and everything. I mean, I can say it also influenced me, as I also have, I can say I have family members there as well. I have friends there, and now and then I still go there and visit them, you know. I mean, after all, it's just that the way South Africa or Cape Town also specifically was set up, it was more just to divide us. So if you go to certain area, you tell like, oh, okay, I'm in this area, Kailicha, or I'm in the Cape Flats, the colored section, I'm in this side, and then you come to Cape Town, it's just a whole variety of people. So I've been literally everywhere. And for me, I can't say I blend in, but like I kind of like understand my surrounding, and it's just a matter of how you approach it, and how you like see them and how they see you too, you know. And obviously you're not just gonna pop in there and just drop your stuff and run your thing. So it's also how you come to them. And yeah.
Okay. So being in South Africa, how do you think the government can help support people who run small businesses or entrepreneurs like you? Yeah.
So being here in South Africa and with the way the system works, the South African government is trying to reach out to the youth to try and help us out, but it's just the process for the youth, it seems very impossible, and also like the requirements and everything, it seems to be impossible, but it's not. But then again, it's like very challenging. So for me, example, I can say it's like you need some guidance to it, you know. So it's, you know, when a youth think of like a 16-year-old, when he thinks of like, you know what, maybe in 2 years time I can own a business. To them it looks very impossible. So that's how they also see the perspective of the government of like, you know what, that's far from reach, you know. But then recently the government has been setting up platforms to whereby you can reach out and they sort of help you out. But then again, you just gotta keep pushing. If you can like sort of write to the city, say, hey, I got this and that, they'll most probably get back to you and say, hey, we need this and that, or maybe, hey, this is how we can help you. And so definitely there is something happening on that.
Okay, thank you for that response. So if you have to look 10 years, like in 10 years from now, and you have to look backward, what would you hope to have achieved? Yeah.
So 10 years from now, I'm hoping that I'll have impacted on the world in a way that everyone can understand dogs and we can live together. But not just, you know, because of the dogs, it means that also we people can live together as well. Different backgrounds, with different perspective of things. So 10 years time, I want to have a company whereby it's mad dogs, but then it's got a whole variety of people coming working together, and not just in South Africa, all over Africa. If you think about it, there's so many things happening within this company. I mean, within the dog alone. So within the dog area, besides training the dog, there's grooming, there's looking after them, there's like service that you can train them to do, police dog, or maybe helping out with the disability, the challenged, physically challenged. All these things. Volunteers can come and learn, people can come and adopt. So from just the dog, there's a whole variety of things. From there, you can get the equipment, the collar. So it's a whole perspective that you can grow. So I hope from 10 years or 10 years time, it's how I see it, that it's just gonna, all these things connect together as one. Maybe even in the 10 years time, or maybe even shorter, I'll be interviewing you with another dog here in my own hotel, dog hotel,
Wow.
Something like that.
Well, dream on. I can only encourage you because you really have, passion for dogs, and we'll be rooting for you, seeing you reach whatever you have in mind for your business, Mad Dogs. So with that, we have come to an end of our interview. I don't know if you have any final words that you'd like to tell our viewers. It has been a privilege for us to have you here. You are our first ever guest on the Business Wisdom Show, and we really want to honor you in a sense that if you have any ideas that you would like to share, or final words, you can tell our viewers.
I would say, guys, out there, just keep pushing. If you grab onto something and you think this will work for you, keep pushing. I mean, as long as it's positive, you can hold something that's really bad, but just make sure it's positive for you, for the people around you, and I promise you that thing can multiply. Maybe in the beginning you might not even see it, but from there, hold on to it, repeat, and multiply, and you'll grow. Other than that, Diosa, I would like to say thank you for having me on your very first show.
That was a pleasure.
I hope you have me in the near future with more great news from me.
Yeah, we're excited to have you.
Thank you.
10 years from now in your hotel with your dogs.
Yeah.
Looking forward to that. Thank you so much for all the viewers that have joined us for our first episode, and we would like to have you with us for the remaining interview sessions that we'll have in the future. Thank you.